Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel. In today's video I thought we would talk about something that's been playing on my mind recently regarding modern cars and sort of modern vehicles in terms of the technology in them, and how actually I think it is becoming less and less appealing to me as a petrol head. So it all came about after I drove the BMW 4 Series recently, the new 4 Series, the G21 I think it is, and it was one of those cars that no matter what you did there was always some sort of alarm or something going off at you, telling you off. So I then recently watched a Harry's Garage video, fantastic YouTube channel if you've never seen it before, and he was driving the new Ferrari Roma, and again throughout that review he was constantly being interrupted by all sorts of bings and bongs, and the car was getting in contact with him and sort of doing all sorts of stuff without him wanting it to. And yeah, I just thought we'd talk about that as a direction for motoring as a whole, really. So yeah, let's get into it. So like I said, one of my perhaps the thing that annoys me most about it is the fact that cars are getting so involved with driving. Now I understand that there's a big part of it is safety, and I think that's something that needs to be very at the forefront of automotive development. What I do think though is that the amount of safety tech, such as sort of lane departure warning, automatic stopping, that sort of thing, is actually meaning that people can become worse drivers, if that makes sense. And there comes a point where actually the standard of the driving drops too much, and we become too reliant on these cars, and I think that's not a world that I would want to drive in, if that makes sense, where we're relying on the car braking, we're relying on the car keeping us in lane. I think these are all basic skills that drivers need to have, because let's be honest, these systems are prone to braking, they're prone to going wrong. And for example, on a Volvo S80 with the lane departure warning, a new mirror with the lane departure sensor, if that is sort of damaged or needs replacing, that's going to cost you in excess of £800. Now I don't have that money lying around, so chances are these things aren't going to get fixed, and once they're sort of broken, I think people will sort of not bother fixing them if the insurance doesn't pay out. And I think also it will mean that more cars are written off from that point of view, because the insurance again might not want to pay out for all of the technology to be replaced. I mean, a Tesla, for example, if you have a crash, and they're one of the most expensive cars to insure in the country at the moment, it's purely because they've got so much technology. If you bash a front wing, there's about 4 or 5 different cameras and sensors and everything like that need to be replaced, as well as the modules that control them and everything like that. And it's just, the car becomes a very, very fragile and not unreliable, but there's more reliability risk as well. I think also sort of from a nostalgia point of view, I'm quite into my classic cars, and it almost becomes too easy. For example, I can hop in the Volvo here, turn the heaters on and everything goes straight away. The BMW is the same, and actually with the Golf you can preset it. I'm going to be really careful because that is all ice, so it's really slippery. You can actually preset it on an app to defrost. And while all these things are convenient, again, I think for a petrol head, part of the experience of snow driving is clearing the car off and yeah, getting sort of preparing for the journey. So again, it's just another sort of concern I have regarding that. Now I'm going to get on the interior of the Volvo now, and show you some of the things that I don't like about modern cars that are perhaps yeah, on the interiors of them, in terms of technology. I'll just bash my boots off. So this mainly the infotainment systems and the fact that we're going away from we're going away from buttons and we're now using touchscreens and things like that. for controls that perhaps always need a knob. I mean, if I'm going to be turning up the volume on something, I don't want to do that on a touchscreen. That is not something that I want to do. I want to do a physical control, especially when I'm driving. I know exactly where this control is. Like this, I don't even have to look really. It just falls straight to hand, or I've got physical steering wheel controls. Whereas if I was to do that in, say, again, I'll use the new Ferrari Roma as a example. You have to do a slider on here, and now if you go over a bump while you're sliding it, you've either got no music or full volume music, and it's just more distracting, and I don't think it is as good. I think Porsche were one of the first to start doing this, and also Volvo as well, to be honest. Now, the fact that you don't have a button for heated seats, you can't use it with gloves on. I mean, in weather like this, it's solid frozen snow everywhere. I want to be able to wear gloves while I'm in the car driving. It's something you need, and I think especially in colder countries, colder climates, we start the car up. First thing I do, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm seats on, temperature all the way up. Now, if I have to take my gloves off and touch a few bits, and it's just less intuitive in my opinion. So yeah, that's something that frustrates me about the newer cars, definitely. Now, also, this, like I said, it's, for me, defrosting a car is about sort of taking 5 minutes to relax and just get stuff sorted. And what I do with this car, come in like this, turn everything up, and I'll lock the car again, go in, have a cup of hot chocolate or something like that to wake me up, have my breakfast. New cars, like I say, you do miss out on that, and I think people are becoming less and less attached to cars, and I think that's the problem, is that the cars are now not being built for petrol heads, but they're actually being built for people who aren't interested in cars, people who just want it for transport and just want to be able to get in it and go. And I think it's, yeah, for me it's a bit of a shame. There aren't any really modern cars that do everything I want them to do. I think the closest thing is a GR Yaris, but yeah, it's not a car that perhaps is the most interesting in terms of having to fit stuff in. It's quite a small compact car, and I'm a big chap, and yeah, it's just not something that's going to happen. I mean, I do think that this modern technology has a place, for example, in a lorry or something like that, where these things are driven commercially, they do millions of miles, and they need these safety systems. I mean, there are safety systems that have been implemented, such as blind spot monitoring, I think, which have probably saved a lot of lives, stopped a lot of accidents, but it's also meant that people have become reliant on them. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It's just a quick little sort of, not a moan, but I think just a realisation that I've had recently about modern cars and the way things are going with the modern era. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the snow, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.